Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We'll be making this asymmetric flare dress in today's video. My inspiration is the video on the center while my recreation is on the right and left side. Keep on watching and let's get started. I have the shoulder line, the chest line, the underbust line, the bust line, the waist line, the hip line and the full length of the dress. So I'm going to be using this front pattern to cut out both the front and the back. Shoulder to the chest line is 9 inches, to the bust line is 11 inches, to the under bust is 14, to the waistline is 18, to the hip line is 26, and to the full length is 40 inches. I'll go in with the shoulder measurements divided by 2 plus 0.5 for seam allowance, and I'm going to mark it on the shoulder line and also on the chest line, and I'll connect with a ruler. Next, I'll go in with the neckline depth, which is 3 inches, and the neckline width, which is 3.5 inches, and I'll connect with a curve. I'll come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slant, and I'll connect it back into the neckline. Then on the chest line, I'll go in with the bust measurements divided by 4. From the shoulder slant, I'll divide what I have left into 2 and get the midpoint, and I'll come out by 0.5 from that midpoint. I'll connect those 3 points together to form the armhole. On the waistline, I'll go in with the waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch allowance for that. On the hip line, I'll go in with the hip measurements divided by 4, and that same measurement I marked on the hip line, I'm going to mark it at the full length. I'll connect all those points together with my curve. I'll mark the bust span measurements divided by 2. I'll mark it on the waistline, the bust line, and also on the hip line, and I'll connect with a straight line. I added 1.5 inches for that allowance on the waistline, so I'll go in by 0.75 on both sides of the dart line on the waistline, and I'll connect it to the bust point. Then on the hip line, I'll go up by 1 inch, and that is where I'll connect my dart to. I'll take in the bust dart now, which is 2 inches. I'll come now by 2 inches on the bust line, and I'll connect it to the bust point. I want to open this pattern from the dart line, so I'm going to come down to the full length and mark that same nipple to nipple measurement, the bust span measurement, and I'm just going to connect it to the hip line. So I'm going to cut open from the down part now. But before I do that, I'm just going to add 1.5 inch allowance to this pattern all the way to the top like you see me doing, and I'm just going to connect it. I am cutting it out, just slash through the dart line and cut it till you get to the bust points. Now I am going to close the bust dart, so just close it like you see me doing and hold it with your masking tape. You will notice a little bit of shortage there. You're just going to connect it to the waistline like you see me doing. One important measurement you need for this dress is from your center back to your desired sleeve length. So take that measurement from your center back to where you want your sleeve to be. For mine, it is 12 inches from my center back to my desired sleeve length, and that is that measurement I marked now. So from your neckline, go ahead and mark 12 inches if that is what you have for yours too. Go ahead and hold that other part on the pattern paper with a masking tape also, just like I did with mine now. Now that I have marked the sleeve length, the next thing to do now is to come down by 1.5 inches from that 12 inches mark. Come down by 1.5 inches and connect it back into the neckline, and that will be the new shoulder. From that new shoulder, you are going to mark the sleeve opening. So the sleeve opening I used here is 9 inches. And from that sleeve opening, you are just going to connect with your freehand like a curve back to the waistline. So just connect like a curve from the sleeve opening to the waistline. This pattern is what we are going to use to cut out both the front and the back. So I'm going to cut out the parts we don't need now. I'm going to cut it out. My fabric is folded into 4. Remember I said that I'll be using this pattern to cut out both the front and the back. So pin your pattern on the fabric like this, and you're just going to add ½ inch allowance to the top on the shoulder line for joining allowance. So just add your ½ inch allowance there. We don't need to add any allowance to the side because we already added allowance to the pattern, but on the sleeves you're going to add ½ inch allowance also. Come to the hem of the dress now and connect a line to join the down part together, and you are going to add ½ inch allowance to the hem also. You can decide to add more than ½ inch to the hem depending on how you want to hem the down part of this dress. I am done adding the allowance. I'll cut it out now. Take out your pattern from the fabric now and open it up. This dress is an asymmetric dress, so we need to shape the neckline. So open up your pattern like this and place it on the table. And we are going to shape one side of the neckline. So now on the side I want to shape, note that the front and back is together this way. The front and back, I'm going to shape the front and the back together. So from one side of the neckline, come out by 4 inches. From that 4 inches mark, you're just going to connect it to the other side, just the way you see me doing mine. Just connect it like so, and I'm going to cut it out. After cutting that part, I'll go over to the sewing machine now and join the shoulder on both sides. Go ahead and join the shoulder with ½ inch seam allowance. I am done joining the shoulder here, and this is what I have. So I just decided to go in a little bit on that same side I went in earlier by 4 inches. So I came out again by 1 inches. I just want the neckline to drop down a little bit, so just cut it out like this. And the next thing I'll do now is to cut out the pockets. Fold your fabric into 4 and place your hand on the fabric and trace your hand on the fabric. Just like you see me doing mine, trace it out like so. Just make sure that the pocket opening is up to 7 inches and cut it out. We have 4 pieces for the pocket, 2 pieces each for both sides. I'll bring the dress now so that we can mark out the pocket opening on the dress. From the shoulder, come down and mark 16 inches. That is where the pocket will start from. From the shoulder, mark your 16 inches. And from that 16 inches, come down and mark 7 inches. That is the pocket opening. I like to notch my pocket opening on both ends, so notch yours too. When you notch, it makes it easier to get the exact point you are supposed to place your pocket on both sides. So now you are going to place each piece of the pocket right side facing each other, and you are going to pin it down. You are going to repeat the same process for the other side of the dress. Just place it right side facing each other and pin it down, and you are going to go over to the sewing machine and run a stitch on the pockets. This is after I was done running the stitch on the pocket, and this is what we have. The next thing I'll do now is to join the sides. So you're going to join the sides and follow the line of the pockets all the way till you get to the end of the dress. Follow from the armhole like that and just go ahead and stitch it and follow the pocket all the way till you get to the hem of the dress. I am done stitching now, and I use the overlocker to finish up the raw edges. I'm going to use 1/2 inch allowance to fold the sleeve opening, and I'm also going to use 1/2 inch allowance to fold the hem. To finish up the neckline of this dress, I cut out a long piece of fabric. The width is 1.5 inches. I cut it on bias. If you want to cut a strip to finish up the neckline of any dress, cut it on bias. That way, the finishing will be neat. You are going to fix it on the dress the same way you use a bias tape to finish the neckline of a dress. I am done fixing it now, and this is what we have. I'm just going to go ahead and iron everything properly, but before then, let me show you the belt I cut out for this dress. The length of the belt depends on how long you want the belt to be. For mine, I cut out 90 inches for the length, about 90 inches for the length, and the width I cut out here is 2.5. I cut out a width of 2.5, and I went ahead to stitch 1/2 inch all the way down to the end of the belt. And for the part that will be the ends of the belt, I made the slant there, and that is what I am cutting out now. On both ends of the belt, there's going to be like a slant shape. So create an opening at the center of the belt. That is where you're going to bring it out from when you turn it. So now I'm just going to turn my belt inside out. I'll go over to the ironing table now and iron the belt and also iron the dress. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please click the like button, leave a comment, share this video with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Please turn on your notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.